All right, Broncos country. It is the Mile High Monster. I am back again. I can't get enough of this. The schedule is out, and there's some doubt out there in Broncos country, but not here on the Monsters. And I'll tell you why. This is a Broncos team that is built for this. Everybody's calling it a tough schedule, but I think we're built for it. And Sean Payton is no stranger to playing tough schedules. And this Broncos team rattled off 11 straight wins last year. Let's be honest. That doesn't just happen. It happened for a reason. And it may be Bo against the world. But guys, this schedule, I think it's beautiful. I'll tell you, the Chiefs, week one, I'm all for it. Let's go to Arrowhead and play the Chiefs and establish ourselves as the best team in the NFL right off the bat. Guys, we're going to go through this schedule piece by piece, game by game. There'll be some that I'll spend a little bit more time on and some that we'll just kind of pass over. And I think you guys know which ones those are. But we have to look at each game. We have to look at each opponent, where they came from, why they're considered this tough team. Most of it's based on last year's results, of course, as you guys know. So we do have to take that with a little bit of context. There's some good things that are happening here. There's some tough things that are happening, but all in all, this team, this Broncos squad, is going back to the playoffs. I'm going to show you how, and I'll maybe even show you how they get to the Super Bowl. We might have to take that a step farther. We'll see how we're doing on time, but I mean, sitting around whining about this schedule is not the way to go, guys. We start off right at Kansas City. As you can see, they're projected for 10.5 wins. The media loves these guys. They were not, even with Mahomes last year, they were not playing that well. They struggled to get above 500 all season and couldn't take advantage of that. Of course, Mahomes went down. We lost to the Jags last year. We've got the NFC West this year. This beginning, probably first 8 weeks of the season are really important. Certainly that first 6. But let's rewind here for just a second. All right. So this is where we come from. As you can see, this is last year's schedule. Now, if you look here at this little, you can see my cursor, right? I hope you can. I think you can. That's 11 straight wins right there. We rattled off. Of course, Jacksonville came to town. That game went wrong right from the start. We battled back, but it wasn't enough. With Nick still threw for 350 yards in that game. But, honestly, when Dobbins went down in, week 10, the team heavily relied on Nick's. I mean, you can look at these, he was in this range for most of the season, sub 200, maybe, he had this one great game against Cincinnati. But basically, the Broncos were depending on the run game. They were using the Sean Payton formula. As a good friend Moose put it, trying to make Bo into a game manager, if you will. And after the break, even before the break, that Kansas City game, that 22-19 game, we beat Mahomes. 295 yards, 321 yards, 212, 302, 352. Didn't have to do much in that win against Kansas City at home. And then, of course, not his best game, but beating the Chargers again. They didn't have to do much in that game either. Into the playoffs, though, 279, and famously beating Buffalo in overtime, 33-30, to close out his season and basically close out the Broncos season. But that's where we came from. We can rehash what happened, what would have happened in the New England game all we want. But at this point, it's spilled milk. But still, this is where the Broncos come from. And this is what we're heading into. the 2026 schedule at Kansas City, 7:15. This is Monday Night Football, uh, ESPN, ABC. I don't mind this one bit, honestly. Let's get right out. Let's see what's going on. Um, you know, Kansas City is a terrible place to play in December. I know we don't like to say that. It makes us sound weak when we say that, but it's true. It's a tough place to play. It's like Mile High is a tough place to play, right? But this game is a statement game. I think for both teams, I'm sure Kansas City is going to be fired up. The fans are going to be fired up at Arrowhead. But the Broncos have been getting a little disrespect there. The Kansas City Chiefs, last season, here's their year last year. They had the Chargers, loss. Philadelphia, loss. They're 0-2. They kind of come back against two struggling teams, get back to 500, and then they lose to Jacksonville. Jacksonville was a good team last year. Hard to argue that. A 3-win streak and then another loss. They're 5-4. Then they lose again to us, of course, because we're better. 5-5. Mahomes is still in, guys, and they're 6-7. They're 6-8, excuse me, with Mahomes still in. I mean, this is a team that just wasn't getting it done last year. We can't keep pretending they're Super Bowl favorites, when they're 6-8 with Mahomes still playing. Now, he goes out. The last 3 games of the season are kind of a wash. They drop all 3 of those, but they end on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-game losing streak last year. They don't have a really an easy schedule against the Broncos either this year. I was going to show you guys. So let's go back to their schedule for this year just to kind of make that point. They start against Denver. They've got the Colts, who could be good. Miami's kind of a gimme. The Raiders, of course, are going to Raider, but then they've got the Chargers, Seattle, the Broncos again. Going through the schedule, Atlanta, Buffalo stands out. The Rams, Bengals will be back. The Patriots, 49ers, Chargers. Not a cakewalk for them. I think easier. Probably the argument could be made that the schedule is easier for them, but not markedly so. Now, I do believe that the Broncos are going to go to Kansas City and win that first game, and I'm going to keep track of these. I think the Broncos are going to be better on defense, bringing everybody back. We've got more weapons than the Chiefs have ever seen us have. Keeping this team together this offseason seemed initially a little crazy to me. I thought there were positions they could have improved, but they did. They improved the running back room, the tight end room, the wide receiver room, the defense. They kind of just let ride that loss of John Franklin Meyer, JFM. That stings. We'll see what they replace that with. What if Ellis moves inside, there's going to be some changes in there. But honestly, the defense wasn't really the problem, right? It was the offense. We weren't putting up enough points. I think we do put up enough points, and we take that first that game. Jacksonville up next. Jacksonville had a nice year last year. They lost to Buffalo in the playoffs, who we beat. But they look like a strong team. They went on a pretty good winning streak of their own. 8-game winning streak to finish the season. Lawrence had a nice kind of bounce back year. Can they ride that again? Was that a one-shot deal? I don't know. Their schedule this year I think it's pretty difficult, honestly. Of course, Denver, they've got the Patriots, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Texans. That's just the beginning of the season, and then they do finish up. They'll probably make the playoffs. Probably a playoff team, certainly considering where they're playing, who they're playing. They do have kind of an easier slate with Tennessee, New York, Tennessee again, but that Chicago, Pittsburgh, Houston, Dallas, and Washington run could all be difficult, and we really need to see what Indianapolis has got going. Um, I'm going to say at home revenge game. Broncos are 2-0. We'll win that game. Uh, Broncos are great at revenge games against the Jacksonville Jaguars for you history buffs. You'd have to go back to like 95, 96 to know what I'm talking about there. But I definitely see those as two tough games, but I think we get the wins. The Rams had a nice year, finished 12-5, of course. I think they split with Seattle. Yeah, they did. Who went on to win the Super Bowl, made the playoffs, beat Carolina, beat Chicago, and then ended up losing on the third meet with Seattle, 31-27, with Stafford throwing for 374. I mean, this is a good football team. Hard to argue this one. Now we're playing them. Let's see. Would it be better if I just leave this one up there? You guys don't need to see all that. So um, we're at home against the Rams. I think we dropped this one. And I think you would have to choose, you would probably choose, the Rams and the 49ers. One of those two would not be unreasonable. I mean, it's such a tough stretch. It could go either way, but I'll have us at 2-1 going to see the 49ers. This Rams schedule, I mean, is loaded. Like, we do like to talk about our schedule. They do have the North, so they've got Green Bay. Probably, do they have just that one? Yeah, my bad. So they've got Tampa, Seattle, San Francisco, Cowboys. Hard to say with the Cowboys too, but Green Bay, Commanders again, the Chargers, of course, everybody in the AFC West. They do play Buffalo and Philadelphia. Not an easy schedule for the Rams. They're gonna be a tough team, and I'll go ahead and take the L on that one. Martin comes in. He says the schedule will make it very hard for us to win the AFC and take home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Yeah, it's going to be hard. We'll see what the count is when we're done. I mean, this last year was weird, right? We won 14 games. We had to fight it out with the Patriots to get that number one seed. I do see both teams falling back on those final, records. So it may not, there may be less wins for all of us, and we could still take the AFC. Perhaps with 12. I think 11 will get us the West. 12 could get us the AFC. But we got to do this. We got to go through this first, and see where we end up. Let's go back to this and look at the 49ers. All right. So, 2025 was a good year for them, of course. They went to the playoffs, beat Philadelphia, 12-5 record. They got smoked by Seattle. Brock Purdy with 140 yards, and he was their leading rusher. And if you know who Brock Purdy is, then you know that was a problem. Of course, the Broncos had the same problem. We went with Stiddy and R.J. Harvey, and they couldn't get anything going. But I'd argue that, other than one play, I think Stiddy outplayed May in that game. So their schedule, they should be respected for what they did. They had Jones playing a lot at quarterback last year, still managed to win some of those games. It's a good roster. If McCaffrey's healthy, he could be problems for the Broncos. And let me switch over to 2026. Yeah. So, you're looking at, they're going to be coming off of playing Arizona, taking on Denver at home. I'm going to say we probably, lose that one. We either win against the Rams. We're going to win one of those two games, guys. Okay. I really do feel that way. And 500 right now is going to be looking good. Now the I think the Chiefs start off a little easier. We'll have to check the Chargers and see what they've got. So early in the season, you could see us second or third in the AFC West, but our time will come. So if we get through this, I say we get through this first, these first 6 games, over 500, and it's going to be looking good for us. Good evening, Cornbread. Good to see you, brother. As always, I appreciate you coming in, and appreciated you on the season 2 of Mic'd Up last night. The chat was crazy, and I've got so many things going on during that show. I rarely get a chance to get into the chat, but thanks to you and your supers, I was able to see that flash of color. And so it's always good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts on how crazy I am with the schedule too. If you guys are in here, I'd appreciate it. So 49ers, we'll take that. We'll take that as an L for now and move on to our next game. And we've got 49ers, and then it's the Chargers. So this is our first, the new look Chargers with McDaniel as their OC. Last year, they beat us 23-20, sort of a last minute win by Herbert. He had a 300-yard game, came out, and Bo went in, did enough to win the game, but then Herbert did his last minute thing and took that one from us. So good on them. But this year, different team. Let's go to the 2026 schedule. Let's see where they're coming from, what they've done. So they're gonna start easy, probably 2-0. They're gonna go to Buffalo. They're gonna go to Seattle, and then they're gonna get Denver. Now that's a lot of travel for them. And in fact, I think the Chargers have the most travel and short week type stuff, like punishment, than any team in the NFL this year. The Chargers got a rough go with that. They're going to be tired. I'm going to say the Broncos get the win here in a close one, because it's always close. But I think the Broncos take that game. Let's take a quick look at their depth chart here. Yeah. So Hampton, I think we can corral him by then. I think the defense will be playing well enough. We'll be gearing on that. I think this could be a higher scoring game, though. This could be the one where Webb and Bo kind of get things rolling, and Justin and Mike McDaniel get things rolling too. So this could be like a lot of offense going on here, and I like our defense better. So I've got us at 3-2 heading into week 6. So yeah, so here they've got they've got these are Vegas like win totals over under. They've got the Chargers at 10. They just always seem to love the Chargers in the offseason, don't they? It's crazy how much they love them. They don't, they did make the playoffs, but let's be honest, they're not, they never seem to come through. Let's just put it that way. All right, Super Bowl champs. Of course, they beat New England 29-13 in the Super Bowl last year. Just a great season by Darnold. Walker's gone, replaced by Charbonnet, who's a fine running back in his own right. But other than, unlike my cohort, David, I think Darnold or Walker was the better running back, although, Charbonnet's no slouch. So we'll see. Great receiving game. They rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins, including playoffs, to finish the season. So they're riding pretty high on themselves. And they should be, right? They should be favored to win. I like Jackson Smith in Jigba. Cooper Kupp will be back. Rashid Shaheed, I think. It's a good looking team. Now their defense is honestly some of the stronger part. Their defensive coordinator, we'll see what goes on, in that defense this year, but they've been notably strong. Could cause us some problems. We do have them at home. I think the Broncos feel like they should have played them, and maybe rightly so. They should have been the ones there, but they weren't. I have a sneaky suspicion, man, that the Broncos are going to beat the Seahawks at home this year and go 4-2 over the first 6. Yeah, so I wish my glasses were orange, but they're not. Cornbread says it really dictates for me how our offense plans to attack this year. If we're solid, we've got a good chance. If we struggle with correct plays, we have a big problem. Yeah, well, we struggled with that last year. The scheme was right, but the play calling was wrong. It just seemed like it was a little out of whack, and that's why Sean did what he did, right? He turned the plays over to Webb. But you're right. We don't know what's going to happen with, Davis Webb and Bo Nix, the new number one wide receiver in Waddle, and our new wide receiver coach. So there's some changes, and I think you're going to see us be more aggressive. I think Bo and Davis will be on. God, I hate to say this, but like better. They'll have better chemistry than Bo and Sean did. So, but yeah, you're right. It's really going to dictate, how well this goes. Certainly against these initial teams, I think we're going to have to start faster than normal. Martin says, Coach is going to make that Seattle game a what-if game. Yeah. He's going to want to show everyone that we could have won that Super Bowl. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the team's going to feel that way too. I know motivation only gets you so far, but if you go talent for talent, the Broncos are a talented football team. I got no problem pitting the Broncos up against Seattle. It's so sad that we didn't get this game, right? It just is. I mean, I hate to say it. Apparently that burn is still there, but I think it's there for the team too, Martin. I think that's a great point. In fact, I think Cornbread and you both make a great point. Certainly they're going to have their P's and Q's together on offense and defense. Nobody's going to underestimate the Super Bowl champs, but they're going to be fired up for them. So give them that win. It's a gauntlet. Let's be honest. This first 6 weeks, it's really tough. Here's where it turns for the team. We've got the Cardinals, who probably have the lowest win totals in the league, estimated for them, and rightly so. The team's a mess. I think Jacoby Brissett is their starting quarterback now. Was it Carson Beck? Let's look them up. I don't spend a lot of time studying, these other teams, but they were just awful last year. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight to finish the season. Man. So they're not exactly, and then, of course, you've got Murray's gone, and I'm assuming Jacoby Brissett is going to be listed as their starter, and he is, and Carson Beck is third string. They've still got looks like Gardner Minshew still on the depth chart. I wasn't sure if he was coming back, but nice running back room with Jeremiah Love and Tyler Algier. Marvin Harrison Jr. coming off that knee. We'll see, but I mean, let's not waste too much time on it. We give Broncos the win. They're at 5-2 after week 7. Kansas City at home coming in now. Could the Broncos sweep the Chiefs this year? Now, what a statement that would be, right? We know that, Bo last year kind of carried this team. I don't think I have to this year. That seems daunting. Coming off what we just came off of there, you can see that getting the Chiefs at home after playing the Cardinals, we had a Thursday night football with the Seahawks. So we were on that short week there. We get a break. I think we're going to be pretty fresh for the Chiefs. We should see. Let's see where the Chiefs are coming from. So they will have, they'll have played the Chargers, then at Seattle, and then at Denver for that game. It's a tough stretch for them too. I'm saying we're sweeping them this year, as crazy as that is, or maybe not. I don't know. What's up, guys? I can see you guys now coming in. Jackson, what's up? Mike, happy Friday and go Broncos. Happy Friday to you, Jackson, and to all of you guys out there, especially you in the chat. It's good to see you guys. Big E back in the house. Missed you last night, or were you there last night? How you doing tonight? I'm doing great. I've got family in town. I've got kids home for summer. I've got everything going for me right now on a Friday night. Looking forward to it. It's going to go a little bit later than I thought. So I thought I'd get out here and go over the schedule with you guys. But how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. Tell me if I'm crazy with this stuff. I know I've got, it's a Broncos show, right? Get out of here. What are you going to do? All right. Back to the real stuff, though. We are 6-2, and it's the Panthers. Sneaky tough game. They're they've got some respect there. It is away. This could be a tougher game, than we think. It's kind of like a trap game. But here's one thing I will say: it's the game before the bye, and the Broncos are going to come at this game, and they're going to take it seriously. They're going to be looking ahead for that bye a little bit, but they're going to beat the Panthers. That's how high I am on Bo and Webb this year. Like all these little 3-point last minute games, we're trying to get rid of that. Let's take a look at them, so I don't overlook them. Just like I'm saying, the team won't. But of course, Bryce Young will be back. Tet McMillan's a nice piece, but I haven't seen a lot from him. They did pick up Xavier. Look at. I don't like their running backs. We'll see what works out there. Their defense, not a bad defense, honestly. They did pick up Devin Lloyd. They'll give us some problems, maybe. They'll certainly fight for it. It is in Carolina. It's across the way. I'm almost thinking about changing it back to an L. But at 9 weeks going into the break, it's probably going to be 6-3 here. And I do want to be accurate with you guys, but we'll get to that. I'm making these picks one at a time, but I'm looking over here where I'm keeping track, and I've got us at 7-2. And boy, would that be a dream scenario, being 7-2 after that beginning of the schedule. My opinion is there's not a team on that board that we can't beat. That's my starting realistic view. Absolutely agree. It's if we lose, it's how we lose. That's the unknown factor at this point in time, and how we win too. There's nobody here we can't beat. We proved that last year. When people were talking about us, we lost 3 games the whole year, but if you remember back, there's no way this team can beat the Chiefs with Mahomes. Well, we did. There's no way these guys can beat the Eagles, who were a playoff team, which we did. There's no way they'll beat Green Bay. This is the test game, which we did. So, we don't want to be the ones that underestimate our own team. Let's let the rest of the world do that. Like I said, it's Bo against the world. It's us against the world. And I think the team feels that way. I think they feel disrespected. I don't think that they look across at any team and think that they can't beat them. Sean Payton's a big part of that too, but that's a great point, Cornbread. Appreciate it. Biggie, still recovering from surgery. Okay, so you weren't there. Well, I hope you're all right, man. We're all thinking about you. I hope you're feeling better. So hang in there, buddy. And again, congratulations on all that weight loss, bro. That's awesome. That's amazing. If you guys haven't heard his story, he lost like 2 of me. So big deal for Biggie. Now, Bo Nix famously plays at a whole different level coming off of, the bye week. And the bye week is perfect for us at 10. We've gone through that gauntlet. We come out of it at 7-2. We get a break, and then we get the Raiders at home. Are you kidding me? We are tired of messing around with the Raiders. It's 8-2. We take them down. Now, then we travel, basically an East Coast game. against the Steelers. Now this one might throw a wrench. Maybe you guys will disagree with me. I'm taking this one as a loss. The Steelers, I think they're going to be better than, maybe a lot of us think. They will have been at Cincy and then at Philadelphia, but Philadelphia is 10 minutes away. So they're going to be pretty rested. We're traveling across. It's an early game, by the way. And you guys know early games for the Broncos on the East Coast. Never a good thing. Look at every time we go play the Jets, how hard it is to get a win. And we've got them coming up. So I can take a loss here, 8-3. Pittsburgh, did they just miss the playoffs last year, or I thought they made the playoffs last year. I can't remember. Yeah, they did. They made the playoffs and lost to Houston. Actually, the Texans just blew them out. Who we beat last year, the Texans. Yeah. I mean, they were a good, solid team. 10-7 last year and went to the playoffs. So I don't expect a lot less from them. Mike McCarthy's the coach there now. He's got his boy Aaron Rodgers coming back. Be interesting to see what. Did I get that right? Isn't McCarthy their coach? So huge game. It's an AFC game, but maybe if the Broncos are doing what I think they're doing, they might be feeling it a little bit much, right? So, I mean, you're always going to drop one of these games that you think you should win or that they should win, but they don't. Going into, we got Miami coming to Mile High. This team's a mess right now. They've got Malik Willis as their starting quarterback. They do have a nice running back with Devon Achane. But honestly, they're in rebuild mode. This is a win for the Broncos. To guess it any other way would just be like trying to goof on you guys. I'm not going to do that. And we head back over to play the Jets. Now the Jets, it's funny because they went and got Geno Smith of all people, which I just still can't believe they did. Not a good football team. They spent a lot of money to bring back, their starting running back. So good for them. So they've got us here. So they'll have played Kansas City, Buffalo, at the Chargers, at Miami. Then they're coming off a bye week playing us. I think they'll play us tough like they always do. Now that is a noon game. That is going to be tough for us. Let's see. Where are we coming off of? Steelers and then home back. So a lot of travel. This is going to be a tough game again. I hate to even say it, but it will be. The Jets will be tough, but we're going to beat them 10-3. At the Raiders, here's where we probably drop one. We don't play well there in Vegas. Let's see. Last year, I got to go back and look because my brain's failing me. So last year, Vegas. Where's the other Vegas game? At Las Vegas, 24-17. So squeaked out a win there. Maybe that starts it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. They're gonna be starting their rookie then. You know what? 11-3. Yeah, we're not losing that game. Buffalo at home, rematch. This is a big game, man. But the Broncos, there's no way where the Broncos are going to be 11-3 right now. Revenge game for the Bills now. I mean, this looks like coming off of these games. This looks like, and this is Christmas Day. I can definitely see the Broncos dropping this game or winning this game. Like, I really don't know how to go on that. where are the videos? Where do we find them? If you're making videos, better drop a link in here. Are you on Instagram or something that I'm not on? That's my problems. I'm only on YouTube and Twitter. If I start branching out to other places, I'll probably lose my mind or my marriage, whichever comes first. I got to give us another loss here. I'll put it on the Bills, but I think it could actually be, more back here on the Rams or in that area too, or the Seahawks. But either way, now heading to New England, we are going to smoke New England. They need to pay for their crimes from the AFC Championship game. There's no way that we're going to let them win that game. I say we go to New England and absolutely smoke them. This will be like a coming out game of sorts for Bo Nix and this offense leading into the playoff run that they're about to make. And then the Chargers back at home. Now, I think I've got them winning. Did I have them losing to the Chargers earlier or winning? Let's see. We went on 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we won a tight. I said we won a tight one there. But I'm like sweeping the Chargers would be something. Maybe this is one where we're probably about to like settle into like positioning for the AFC. Really would matter where everybody else is. My guy Dak comes in, $10 super chat, by the way. Thank you so much. Loves this schedule. We don't need Mickey Mouse schedule. Broncos will be battle tested. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. Dak, by the way, Broncos Bros, Orange and Blue Network. He's just one of the best dudes out there. If you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, look these guys up. In fact, I'll put some links of his in the description so you guys can find him. He's got a show that's heading up on 500 right now. And see, this is what happens when you guys do this to me, and you put me on the spot. I'm drawing up with a show with you and Kinley. Buckham Pod, there it is right there. So the Buckham Pod, guys, check him out on Buckham Pod. It's fantastic. I'll likely be having both of these guys on this year on the show. So stay tuned for that. But check out at Denver D Mark on Twitter. Fantastic. And thank you, Dak. You're the best, as always. Yeah, we don't need a puff schedule this year. Like we were a broken ankle away from getting to the Super Bowl. It's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So, if you don't like it, you're probably watching the wrong show. So Cornbread said he's on X or TikTok. So did you post those videos on there? Because now I'm going to have to go check them out. And by the way, at Cornbreadimus is a great follow on X as well. So Twitter, whatever. We got to make a decision on this last game, guys. So here's the deal with this last game. Are we sitting players? We're at 12-4. Are we resting for the playoffs, or are we still playing? I'm going to assume we're still playing for something. I just don't think we sweep them. I'm going to put it as a loss, but it might be the first one that's the loss because I had us as a win there. I've got us. Actually, what I should do, just so you guys know, I got to get rid of this screen. I want to stop sharing this screen and share this one with you. I did actually keep track of all these wins and losses. And yeah, I got us at 12-5. I don't like how that 5's so big. That's crap. But 12-5 on the season. Now, we'll probably have to look at what the other teams would be at. I think this definitely would be enough to win the AFC West. 11 will get us in the playoffs, I think. And I think anything less than 11 wins this year could be a problem. I think we win 12 one way or the other. We'll drop 5. I feel pretty confident about that. It might not be exactly the way I did it, but I mean, when I made those picks, guys, I honestly felt like, um, you know, I honestly that's the way I felt when I picked them. This schedule certainly is tough at the beginning, but the Broncos aren't going to sit there and go 0-6. Even if they go 500 here and they come out 3-3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then you just got to win one of these four right here to get in the playoffs. So, as tough as it looks, like Dak said, yeah, we don't need a Mickey Mouse schedule. The worst case scenario for me is we go 3-3 over the first 6 weeks. But if you do that, you're still in a great position to get to the playoffs, man. I mean, a lot of winnable games over the next 8 weeks. You've got, Kansas City at home, and then the rest of them, this team should win them all. I've got them losing to the Steelers just because winning that many in a row and then going to the East Coast is tough. And then the Broncos always drop games, every team does. They drop games they shouldn't. They win games they shouldn't, and like that Seahawks game. Like everybody's going to think the Seahawks are going to whoop them, but that's not the way it works. Like you got to go beat these teams, and playing the Seahawks at home, like Cornbread said earlier, I think it was Cornbread. The Broncos are going to feel like they got ripped off of that game, and that this is kind of a revenge game for them, even though they didn't get to play them. So I love this. I like 12-5. David had them going 13 and 4 on the show last night on Mic'd Up, and Moose from Broncos Breakdown had them going 11 or 12. So I feel like I'm right there with them. And I don't mind being optimistic. 12-5 is a good optimistic production. This is Martin, of course. 11-6 is a safer call, but I would be surprised if we went 13-4. I would be pleasantly surprised, for sure. The beauty is we're going to learn a lot about this team, pretty quick. This thing with Sean Payton starting slow isn't going to work real well with this schedule. They're going to have to come out firing, but that's kind of the beauty of bringing back like so many of your starters. We brought back 21 of 22 starters. Some say 20 of 22. Either way, we brought back most of our starters. It'll be the same systems. The offense is still going to be the same scheme. So it's not like, Bo has to learn and Davis has to learn a new offense. That's not the case. It's going to be the play calling that's different. Like the sequencing, who comes in, who goes out, how aggressive they're being, those are the major changes. But honestly, we should come out fast. We should come out faster than Kansas City, who did not play well last year. And of course, Bo's going to be coming off his broken ankle, and Mahomes going to be coming off an ACL and an MCL, or one of the two. I know he's ACL and something else. So, I know they say he's going to play. He's playing golf now or whatever. But those things being equal, Broncos are going to have to come out quick. I know that 11-6 is safer, but I wouldn't say 10-7. Yeah, I'm comfortable being optimistic. I mean, I went through them. I think they go 12-5 as we sit here right now. We'll look at it again after the preseason and all that. We'll make our official. We don't even know who the 53 is yet, right? So we have to wait. We haven't won in Pittsburgh in 20 years. Is that true? Is that what you're saying? Man. Yeah, like I said, like we barely beat the Jets when we go there, and going to Pittsburgh, of course, we love beating them at home, and Pittsburgh's a tough place to play. Like I do have us losing that game, and that's one of the reasons. Like I didn't know it'd been that long, but I certainly know that they're going to be a problem, regardless of. I guess it is McCarthy though, right? Like I'm pretty sure we've got McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. But them being at home, that time of day, that travel, it's a tough place to play. And let's hope that Rodgers is still playing and that we get good competition. I would love to win that game, especially now seeing this. If we haven't won there in 20 years, we got to win that. Cornbread again coming in. Always, man. I'm starting to feel like I should just do shows every day. Quit my job. Big difference about early season. The big difference about early season, the way the calls came in, that's fixed. No excuses. That was right. Guys, this is such a great point. It was such a huge problem for the Broncos last year. You remember watching even back to 2025, 2024, Bo Nix, like learning to read NFL defenses. The poor guy's got like 3 or 4 seconds to get up to the line and snap the ball. You saw Bo just yelling at Sean, "Get me the play. What the hell are you guys doing? Let's go, let's go, let's go." Like he wants to go. And I'd been saying it for a long time. I know the fans have. The calls have to be in. And like Bo just thrives when the game is on the line. And one of the pieces of that is because he's getting the play calls. It's like there's not time to mess around. They don't have time to make these elaborate calls and decisions. It's like go, go, go. And Bo just thrives like that. And that was one of the reasons for the switch. Sean Payton second guessing himself, being too conservative, taking too long to get the calls in. I'm so excited about this Davis Webb thing, guys. You haven't seen that for me. It is like this is such a weird deal for me because I love Sean Payton as a head coach. He is just amazing as a head coach. Like he completely changed the culture. Don't forget, we were coming off of the Hackett like disaster. The whole got fired before the season was over. He got stuck with Russell Wilson, who couldn't play football anymore. And took all that dead money, he and George Payton, and turned this team around and made the playoffs in Bo's first year, made the AFC Championship game in his second year. We should not be doubting this team, but even Sean, with all that going for him, was smart enough to say, you know what? I need to hand my play calling off to Davis because I'm not getting it done. Like he's still going to go whisper in Davis's ear and say, "Hey, let's go, 5 jet 30 right, whatever." He's going to still do that. But for the most part, I really feel like Davis and was it Logan, the new Logan something, I can't think, he's got a cool name, but the new QB coach and Bo are going to be sitting around just scheming up like, "Hey man, I love this call. We need to do this one on these situations." Like they're going to be like younger, more energetic, more not so risk averse. Let's just say. I know that I keep calling Sean conservative. He called it that himself. So I guess I'm not out of line saying that. But yeah, the play calls, they got to come in. And I also think you need to play to Bo's strength a little bit more. And for God's sakes, can we get the tight ends involved? We reinvested in that tight end group with Bentley and Jolie. Let's, if we're keeping Ingram, let's use him. We're paying him a lot of money. So Cornbread says 14-3. God, I love that optimism, man. That would be something. In fact, this early season, like you said, if we get through there 3-3, I've got us 4-2. But even 3-3, we would have to run the table for 14-3. I think that makes it really tough. But we won 11 in a row last year. I don't think we do that this year. I'm still saying 12-5 for now. We'll see what the final 53 is. We're going to learn a little bit, I think, not too much. David made a great point in the show last night when he said that the rest of the league doesn't know what to expect from Davis Webb and his play calling. Like the tendencies, nobody has those yet. So we do have another advantage over Kansas City in that first game. Spagnuolo's defense, like also a rookie at cornerback, maybe even two. Their defense, we're going to have to see what Kansas City's defense is next year. Should be good with that coach. But honestly, we don't know. They're going to be playing their first games, and some of those guys, we don't know. But that's why I've got us as a win there. That's one of the other reasons why I have the Broncos beating the Chiefs Monday Night Football, that opening night. This I love, 14-3. I can see it. I wouldn't put money on it, but I think 14-3 is more likely than 10-6 or 10-7. So I see us. I don't see us losing 7 games this year. I see us losing 5. All things equal, we stay healthy. This team certainly is going back to the playoffs, and I don't see an exit. You know, the Bills will be there. The Patriots will probably be there. The Chiefs, if they stay healthy, they'll be pesky. But I think the Broncos win the AFC West, and I think it's way too early. But gosh, the Bills, did they do enough? Did the Patriots? I think our biggest competition comes from our own division with the Chargers and the Chiefs. If we win the West, we're going to win the AFC, and we're going to go to the Super Bowl. It's my story. I'm sticking with it. Can't thank Dak and Cornbread enough for the Monster Chats, of course. You guys are the best. It makes all the difference in the world to be able to do this as my hobby and not get divorced for what it costs me every month to do it. So I do appreciate it more than you guys know. What day is this? Friday. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Thank you to all of you that watched. I know it was an unscheduled show. We just kind of threw it together, but it was kind of itching to go through this schedule with you guys and see what your thoughts were. So see you tomorrow or Sunday at the latest with Colin, as always. We do our weekend show. It depends on his schedule. So we'll be back. Until then, though, thanks again to everybody watching, and go Broncos, go weekend, go Bo Nix, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about Bo and Webb. I got to quit talking about it. I'll see you guys later.